Hey, what's up? Today I want to talk to you about NFTs or non-fungible tokens. I've been hearing about them constantly for the last year, seeing people buying them for millions of dollars, and I've had a lot of people ask me about games and NFTs. People who want to build NFT games or want to know about integrating NFTs into their game or just kind of what the whole thing's about. Let's start with the basics, what an NFT is. If you go to the Ethereum page, because I think most NFTs or most NFT work is done on Ethereum and on the Ethereum blockchain, seems like a good place to go. But if you go there and you look at what an NFT is, there's not really a lot of information that I think is extremely clear. The first part just says that it's a way to represent anything unique as an Ethereum based asset. And that's really what the core of it is. It's a way to have a unique Ethereum token or Ethereum based asset. I guess technically it's a token. It's a thing that can be traded around and sold and bought and sold for Ethereum that's unique and can't be swapped out with another one. The fungible word just means that it can't be replaced with an identical different version of it. And to give a more physical example of it, my Rockstar can that I'm drinking right here would be considered fungible because it can be easily just swapped out or replaced with another one. Now, assuming this one was cold at least. It's something that would be non-fungible would be like this magic card that I've got here. You can't just swap it out with an existing magic card because they're all different. They all come in different conditions, they're different ages, and they have different values because of that. So you can't just do a one-to-one swap, where with my Rockstars, it's nice and easy. So how does this relate to video games? Well, the argument that I've heard is that things that are fungible are thought of to be things like coins or reusable, just common things in the game that you're going to have lots of where there's no difference between them. And then you'd have non-fungible tokens or non-fungible items for things that are like your special sword that was created by your best friend and has some awesome raid enchantment on it or something, and that item is specifically tracked. Now, what do NFTs add to a game to make that special? To be honest, not really anything at all. What I've struggled with here is trying to understand where the value of going from building that yourself and just having normal items and normal inventory to having NFTs is. And I've heard a lot of, I guess, just different arguments. Some arguments that, hey, the person who crafted the item could then keep getting credit for the item being sold every time it sells after that, or if it's used for something else. But to be honest, you just don't need NFTs to code that. You could just code that in as part of your game system. Now, I've also heard the idea that, well, NFTs will allow you to do cross game and cross company play where you can get some item. I've got this special sword or this special set of boots or whatever, this fancy hat in one game, and I can use this in all other games. And while that's like a neat like movie themed idea, and it makes a lot of sense in some movies and books and stuff, it doesn't really match up with anything that people are actually doing now. Because to be honest, you could do that without NFTs, and NFTs might be kind of helpful for that if you really wanted to work with a bunch of other companies on implementing the same asset in all of your games, figuring out how that asset works and the value and balance of that not being affected by one little change in one game totally modifying it, or making the value of something in another game plummet. It doesn't seem like, to be honest, there's a lot of demand for it, really, is what it comes down to, because nobody that's building these games really wants to integrate with all of the other companies' games. There's not a lot of extra value in there aside from it being an NFT. That said, one of the most common things that I've seen is people building games solely around NFTs or funded by the idea of NFTs, where people are putting in a lot of money buying up these digital assets that are just essentially stored in a different way. Instead of being in a database, they're stored on the blockchain, and they're just, I guess, speculating on them. They're buying these up, hoping that over time the value of these things is just going to go up, 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 and up. Now, I want to be clear that when it comes to financial stuff and the value of these NFTs, I really have no idea. I had no idea that Bitcoin was going to skyrocket or that Ethereum was going to go up. When it was at $100 and my friend told me, "Hey, this is going to keep going up," I thought, that seems crazy. So, don't follow me for advice on how to make money or whether or not NFTs are going to be profitable. But when it comes to implementing these in game or building your game around it, really the only value that I've seen is monetary. And it's coming from either people investing in the game by buying up and spending a lot of money on digital assets that sometimes they think are just going to keep going up in value, or by getting funding from companies that are working on building out NFT systems and want to just grow those systems. Both of them are, I think, understandable reasons to want to use them, but they're not really technical reasons or reasons that you would really want to put them into your game. So I'm saying outside of the financials and some big giant technological jump, I just haven't been able to, I guess, be convinced of the value of adding NFTs over just using these systems on your own. And I mean, I think that that's the most important part, is just getting value out of stuff. When you add in new tech like NFTs or really any new tech to your game, it's got to actually add some value to the game. It's got to give you something that that you can't just do without it, and it has to do it in an easier way. NFTs give you the ability to define unique ownership of stuff, but all they really do is the biggest change is that they give you the ability to do that outside of your own control. And if you're a company making a game, you're used to having a lot of control, and there's not a whole lot of benefit, if any at all, to just giving up that control. So, and even there, it's not like you're really giving up that much control. You're just kind of moving it outside. I guess you kind of technically are giving up some of the control because you no longer have the ability to just completely control whatever happens in the game. And you might think, like, as a player, well, that's cool. That means that the developer can't go in and mess with stuff. Yeah, that might be cool, like from the player's perspective when everything's going great. But the second there's a problem and the developer needs to go in and batch fix something, that's no longer an option. And realistically, like, I just don't see it happening. I really, really struggle to see the value of switching your system over so that the items and ownership of things are kind of stored outside of your company. Now, that said, I think that, again, I'll probably end up being wrong about this. Every time I guess about what new tech is going to be good or what tech is going to take over, I pretty much always guess wrong. I still have an HD DVD player. I think I might have finally given that away to some poor soul, but I had it for quite a while. So I guess what I'm saying is I'm not convinced, but you should probably take a look yourself and see if it makes sense to you. And if it does, please drop a comment down below and let me know. Explain it to me. Tell me what I'm missing, because I'm sure I'm missing something here. And while you're at it, don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe, and go share this video somewhere. And also just check out all the course links and other stuff down below. All right, thanks again. See you next time.